Hello, this is Attorney Daniel Huang, and today's topic is things you can do to prepare for President Biden's new immigration bills. Things that you can do right now. Okay, so in the light of recent immigration reforms, which will give 11 million people on the path to U.S. citizenship, that there are other related proposals. Yes, there are other things that are floating around. I'm going to be using this word a lot today. Floating. Okay, it could be a proposal in form of a bill or even a policy, which are now floating around in the U.S. Congress. We posted in our Facebook yesterday that U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, as known as ICE, yes, ICE, is expected to issue new guidance stipulating that undocumented immigrants who have been convicted of driving under the influence, okay, like DWI or DUI, solicitation, I think what they mean is solicitation for prostitution, simple assault, and drug-based crimes may no longer face deportation. And this was reported by New York Post. And, so interesting, right? And also Maryland Democratic Senators Chris Van Hollen and Ben Cardin have introduced the Secure Act, which would provide a pathway to permanent residence status. Over 400,000 immigrants who have temporary protective status, which also known as TPS, after fleeing a natural disaster and civil unrest in their home countries. So that's something that's kind of new today. So why am I talking about these? Why am I talking about all these things that's been floating around? Okay, again, the word floating. Okay, nothing really came down yet. It's all up in the air. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I received a comment or a question recently from a client of mine. I quote, what can I do to prepare for coming immigration reform? Okay, so I thought about it because, there isn't actually a law yet. Okay, this is just a bill. They still have to debate this before the Senate and also the House of Representatives, and hopefully they will have some sort of a bill that could be signed by the president. But right now there is nothing yet. Everything is up in the air. Okay, that's why I love to use floating around the air. Okay, but you can do something in order to prepare for this. Okay, let's say hypothetically that this will happen in the beginning of this year, even in the middle of this year. What can you do to prepare? So let's do the countdown. Okay, all right. Number one. Okay, if you have or if you believe that you or your family members have previously filed, and look, it could even been denied. Okay, even if this application was denied, just like a petition or any application before the USCIS, you can request your record from the agency. Okay, you could search online. You could type how to request my record before USCIS, and you could also go through the process. Or I will also post a link where you can start the initial process too. And also, if you and your family members have previously appeared for immigration court, okay, not the USCIS, but the court, immigration court, for deportation or removal hearing, you could also request your record as well from immigration court. Okay, so I will also post the link as well for that. Okay, why am I asking, or why am I telling to get your record? Because don't you want to know what's in there before you apply? Because you'll be giving out information, and you definitely want to put accurate information as much as possible, and has to be consistent. So if you've been here for a long time without status, and if you have any records before these two agencies, my recommendation is yes, please go get your record, because it's going to take some time to get it too. It takes about average 3, 4, even 5 months to get these. So now is the time to get it. Okay, now number 2. Okay, start collecting your legal documents. What am I talking about? Okay, from your country. Okay, legal documents from your country. For example, your birth certificate. I know most of you probably have your birth certificates, but if you don't, then I think it's a good time to ask your family members back home for your birth certificate. And also, if your passport is currently expired, please contact your embassy and find out if you can renew your passport as well. And also, if you have kids here born in the U.S., make sure that you have their birth certificates as well. That is probably easy to get. That's one of them. Number 3, okay, evidence of your physical presence. Okay, evidence of your physical presence. Okay, I guess according to President Biden's proposal, in order to qualify, you have to be living in the U.S. Without a status as of January 1st, 2021. So documents. Okay, again, documents. What am I talking about? I'm talking about any bills, gas bills, electric bills, water bills, your phone bills, bank statement, lease agreement or rental agreements, and tax documents to show that you are, in fact, living in the U.S., right? Now, I actually have a feeling that not only you have to prove that you were here as of January 1st, 2021, but you have to prove that you have been continuously living in the U.S., which means that you need a lot more documents to prove that, okay? It's kind of funny that, President Biden said as of January 1st, 2021, but it doesn't really say how long you have to be in the U.S. in order to qualify. Maybe they might do something or change that, so you might want to prepare for that. So, if you have documents, that goes all the way back to 10 years, 15, 20 years, do not throw it away. Make sure that, you collect those as well. Okay. Oh yeah. And also, going back to, I guess, the legal documents, from either here or from home, back home, if you, been married, if you married back home, then you have to get your marriage certificates. If you married here, make sure you get a divorce before you get married. Okay. So all those, little simple stuff, you might want to make sure you have it. Okay. Number four. Okay, so the President Biden's proposed bill also require that you had already filed your taxes. Okay, federal and state income taxes. So if you have not filed one for a long time, maybe it's a good time to consult with your tax professionals. To see if you could pay your back taxes. Okay, that's what he says. He says you have to pay your taxes. So that's pretty easy. And also, if you have any criminal records or convictions, you could go to your court where the trial had occurred and obtain a certified copy of your final disposition. Now, one thing that I would like to ask, those of you who have a conviction or a criminal conviction, make sure that your conviction is not removable or deportable. Okay. Because I know this new proposal will have a background check to make sure that you are not a threat to the nation, obviously, right? And also, I know they're proposing that in the law enforcement side, that the DUI or even solicitation for prostitution or simple assault or even simple use of drugs will not be part of the deportable offense or as far as the enforcement is concerned. But let's make sure that you're not deportable. Okay, you don't want to expose yourself with your criminal record. So make sure that this is not. So that I think you should talk to your immigration attorney. Make sure that you're not deportable. And finally, this is something that people probably know, but I'm just gonna reiterate this. But there will be a filing fee for this. Okay, no matter what, it's not going to be free, obviously, and they will either have fee or fees, many different forms of fees, in order to file this application, most likely. Okay, I know back in 2001, long time ago, right? They made people pay like $1,000 penalty to adjust your status here. It's like a penalty fee. Yeah, a lot of people said it was a penalty fee, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna do again. And it's not gonna be 1,000. I think it's gonna probably around $2,000 or $2,500. I don't know. It's going up, so you might want to save it up. And also, if you have to hire an attorney or if you wish to hire an immigration attorney, that's another the fee that you have to prepare. So maybe it's a good time to save and for these. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you today. So if I have more information about what you need to do in details, I will again post this up. But don't forget, again, this is not a law. Okay, again, just think of it as floating around in the space somewhere. It never came down to Earth yet. Okay, it's just floating, and the people are discussing, arguing, from right side, left side, in the middle. There's gonna be a lot more discussions about this, but hang in there and keep the hope alive, I guess, and let's prepare what we can. There are things that we could do, and there's things that it's out of our hand, but we just have to wait. All right, so thank you, and I will see you later. Bye.